Hey everybody, Gary here, and it's a live Mortgage Pro podcast episode for you today. I want to talk to you about the things that have worked really well for us so far, and some changes that we've made that I think will help you with your business, with your marketing, with your lead generation, with building your business, getting more results, changing the way in which you think. So a lot's happened already. We've started the Mortgage Pro Mastermind, where I've got 6 mortgage advisors who come here every single month with a view to building their business, getting more results, removing themselves from the day-to-day operations, building the business that they want to build. And some common things have come up as a result of that I'm going to talk to you about today, over the last 2 months from doing it. Looking at the Mortgage Pro Academy and looking at my mentees in there and seeing some of the fears and frustrations that they have. There's some areas in which you can benefit from that I think I've got a real good grasp of, that is helping us build and grow. As well as some changes that we've made to our marketing that's going to help you to have that. So hopefully you're having a good start to the year and it's all going really well. I've already spent a lot of time at different events and teaching social media to rooms full of property investors and business owners. The algorithms are always changing, and the insights and the learning, the ways in which you can improve are constantly changing and getting better. But the first thing I want to talk to you about is around this subject, which is about your personal brand versus your business brand. So to give you a bit of context, 2019, I had Active Mortgage as the main social media channel that we were focusing on. I then started to decide that actually I always wanted to build Gary Das, and I'd noticed a slowdown in the active mortgage development. People are buying into me, they will buy into you as the leader and the owner of their business. Personal brands are really important. Because people buy people. And when we then went and opened Mortgage Pro and we set up social media channels in August of 2019, the disadvantage was all of a sudden I was a mortgage broker on Active Mortgage, I was a coach and mentor on Mortgage Pro, and also I was trying to be talking about things that were important to me around business, finance, fitness, marketing, lead generation, and just generally talking about life and what's going on. And my head exploded. And I didn't do content as anywhere near as much as I had been from August until about December. And when we took that time off over the Christmas period, I made the decision to just focus mostly, probably 80% of our effort going into Gary Das brand, as it were. Because then what I can do is I can endorse whether we're doing a mortgage client or whether we're doing coaching and mentoring for mortgage advisors. And this reminded me the growth that we've had in the last few weeks as a result of putting all of our energy into my Facebook, my YouTube, my Instagram, my LinkedIn page, my LinkedIn profile. And just as a quick one on that, if you've got a business page on your LinkedIn, I wouldn't even bother putting content on it, or at least just put something on it once a week. Put all your energy into your profile. Because people buy people. And when I started utilizing social media in 2016, I had my Facebook profile when I started, and I set up a page. And that page was called Gary Das Mortgage Broker. The success, the results, the growth, the lead generation was much faster as a result of having Gary Das Mortgage Broker as a page than it has been having Active Mortgage as a page. Because people want to feel like they're doing business with people. So if you're wondering why your social media channels aren't getting the growth and the engagement that you want, it's probably because you're doing too much business focus. Focus on a main channel like I did in 2016. It was just me. Now I have a team. So focus on just doing one channel, which might be Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever you prefer. And then look at how you can copy and paste that content onto different channels. So if you do a video on Facebook, get that video off of Facebook, put it on YouTube, put it on LinkedIn. Obviously LinkedIn, you need to be less than 10 minutes. If you do a 1-minute video, brilliant. You can then put that on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and potentially on YouTube. If you do a written post, make sure that you copy and paste it. You could do it the same day if you want to leverage your time the best, but make sure that you're putting it across multiple different channels. Because my belief is that you have one channel which you focus on, which I'm doing a Facebook Live for you now. And then that Facebook Live will be taken by Jack and turned into a YouTube video, a LinkedIn video, an Instagram video. The 5 points that I'm going through with you today will become an image. They will more than likely become a social media post of written word and content, because the big thing now within social media world and building your influence, everybody likes to absorb content in different ways. I actually now prefer listening to audio because I can do it on the move, while I'm in the gym, in the car. I don't watch that much video anymore. I read a few posts, but probably now it is very much podcast audio content, written content, video content. So actually, you need to be producing all these different things if you want to hit all of your target market and your demographic. But focusing on one channel around your name is going to get you quicker and faster results than ever trying to push your brand. The reason why I have Active Mortgage is because I now have a team of 7, soon to be 8, that actually it needs to be bigger than me and bigger than Gary Das Mortgage Broker, because what I realized was everybody thought it was just me when it was just that page. But now, having done this since 2016, it's been natural progression and growth that I can talk about more stuff because of building my personal brand. So no matter where you are in your journey, get clear and put all your energy into a limited number of channels. The second thing that we've done this year, which has been really, really beneficial, is I went out to all of our clients who I know and get on really, really well with and thought would be up for it, and said, hey, would you mind doing us a video testimonial? And we've had some through Facebook Messenger, we've had some through WhatsApp, we've had people who are quite techie and have done editing on them and made them look awesome. And then we've been able to repurpose those and put those onto our Facebook page, onto our website, onto our YouTube channel, because they're 1 or 2 minute long, nothing major, but they're people sitting in their home, there's people standing outside properties that they've done, and it just gives that extra authenticity over written testimonials that there are people out there. With the fact that my niche is business owners and property investment as well, you know, we promoted them and their business as a result of it. And I'm working with a lot of my clients in areas to make sure that, you know, if they're great at marketing, then we're utilizing them from marketing. It's all about building that network of people and those long-lasting relationships and helping each other to grow and build. And it's much better to work with people who you know, like, and trust, and who you've helped. Actually, they will help you back. And video testimonials have been brilliant. They've been really, really good to help our marketing and to take our lead generation to the next level, because we can improve, we have implemented them as part of our sales funnel. So for example, somebody downloads a lead magnet on our website, you then go into an email automated sequence, we put some of the video testimonials in there, and then off of the back of them downloading, going through the emails, you know, they're then onto our database. We're then calling them to check that they've downloaded, they've seen us, they've heard us, they've seen me, they've seen testimonials, they've had stories, experiences, and that's building a deeper relationship and understanding with our clients. So actually all of these things are assets that are doing the job for us, which is now why, since doing personal branding and marketing and starting social media lead generation since 2016, I'm now able to take a step back from having to do it every single day, because the lead magnet, the videos, the testimonials, the consistent content marketing for all that time, the book, everything that I've done since 2016 has been asset building that now works for us without me having to constantly keep creating new content all the time. So think about it as doing things consistently, 1 video a week. Write your lead magnet. If you don't know how to do any of this stuff, then we're going to be holding a marketing course in April for 2 days. I've written it, it's been online, it's been tested by 80 people, but I've bought marketing courses, online courses. I've never done any of them because I would much rather go and sit in a classroom and learn how to do it, implement and understand, and come away with a to-do list rather than being left to my own devices. Your environment dictates your performance. And if you're sitting in your office doing a million different things, it's easy to be pulled away from learning and education and implementing new stuff. Whereas if you're out of your office, you've got your emails turned off, your out of office is on, you're going 2 days deep on understanding marketing and lead generation, you're going to get quicker and faster results. Yes, Michael, I love a lead magnet. We're getting our lead magnet download at the moment for about £1.77. So what I teach definitely works for mortgage brokers. The third thing is all about knowing your numbers. It really, really surprises me how many people don't have a clear outlook on the numbers in their business. Now, nobody teaches you this stuff. Nobody, when you go self-employed, helps you to understand the numbers that you need in your business, what numbers you need to be monitoring, the KPIs that you need to keep track of. But sitting down with my mastermind mentees and helping them to build out their business, the first thing we did was get a spreadsheet working in terms of the year-to-date or the weekly targets, the year-to-date against that yearly target, how much that's actually working to in written business every single week and month and year to date. Matching that to making sure that your targets are meeting the expenditure that you have within your business. When you understand the numbers of your business, you can then start to build the lead generation to fulfill those numbers. So it's a profit first mentality of saying, right, I want to earn 50 grand this year out of my business. In order to run my business, it's going to cost me £2,000 a month, which is going to be an administrator, office, electric, telephone, internet, all of those kind of ancillary stuffs, sourcing systems, CRM systems, whatever it might well be, infrastructure to run your business. So immediately, if you know you want to earn 50 grand and it costs you 2.5 grand to run, or let's say 24 grand a year, then it's going to cost you £74,000 in order to be able to run your business. So you then say, okay, well, we need to allow for a little bit of corporation tax and other elements in there. So my target for the year is going to be 100 grand. Well, then you can break that down and say, well, okay, I want to have 2 weeks holiday for the year. So that's going to be 2 grand effectively every week for 50 weeks of the year. And then in doing that, you can actually start to say, right, how do we achieve the 2 grand every single week? Well, what marketing do I need to be doing? Because I'm a believer in multiple streams of leads. Content marketing through LinkedIn, some Facebook ads to drive people to your lead magnet, networking, going to events and actually going and networking at proper events, not just your breakfast meetings, membership in BNI, all the different ways in which you can do affiliate partnerships, introducers, looking at networks, looking at estate agents and accountants, solicitors, divorce coaches, anyone and everyone that could potentially be a good partnership for lead generation. And then once you've worked out how many leads you need in order to be able to achieve the sales that you want to get, then actually, if every deal was worth £2,000 to you and you were going to do, let's say 20% conversion, you're going to need 5 leads a week. So how do you set about doing your 5 leads per week? Once you get to that minimum standard of performance, you can then start to look and increase your business to get the growth and the results that you want. Because once you can know your numbers and run your business through spreadsheets, and you can do it from the point of view of, this is how I made 100 grand and this is how I do it consistently, you literally just start spending a little bit more at the front end and filling your bucket up with more leads, and you start getting more sales that then takes you to a 3 grand target and a 4 grand target. You factor those expenses or any additional costs into your spreadsheet and into your expenses, and your business starts to run itself. And every single time you're just bolting a little bit into the spreadsheet, but the spreadsheet does the work. And that's where it's so key to know your numbers. It's how I've built multiple businesses. It's now how in the last 12 months, I've gone from 3 people on the team to 8 people on the team. I'm now looking to recruit 10 trainee advisors. And none of that would be possible without knowing the numbers that are needed within the business in order to be able to achieve it. The fourth thing, which I think is one of my superpowers, but is a fear for many other people, is delegation and leverage. Looking at, particularly when you're first starting out, it's scary to think that you're going to need an administrator, a part-time PA or a part-time VA, someone who can do the administration stuff. But I'm a believer in one of your first hires should be a PA or a VA. And more often than not, what happens is you look at the 20 grand a year salary that you've actually got to pay out, or for ease of figures, the 24 grand a year salary that you've actually got to pay out. You think, my God, that's an extra 24 grand on my expenses. When in actual fact, you need to look at the fact of, it's not 24 grand, it's 2 grand a month. And if you can get an immediate return and uplift in your sales from that, then actually it's only going to be 2 grand a month that you've got to worry about. That could be 1 extra deal based on what we've spoken about in terms of knowing your numbers. But again, once you've got a spreadsheet and you can look at your pipeline sales and you can look at where your business is going and the predictions that you've had and the numbers in terms of what you've written, if you're ahead of target, that's the perfect time to be doing it. More often than not, people get to a point of profit and actually want to recoup some of their savings rather than saying, well, okay, I'm now in a profit point. How can I reuse some of that profit in order to get me to the next level? But if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to be able to get there. And it can be scary, recruitment, without a shadow of a doubt, taking on the responsibility of someone else, taking on the fact of someone else's livelihood, someone else's wages, making sure you've got to train them efficiently and effectively to do the job that you want to do. But if you don't delegate and you don't leverage, you don't grow, you're going to be doing absolutely everything. You're going to be wearing the marketing hat, the branding hat, the sales hat, the finances, the administration, and you're going to be stressed out and pulling yourself from pillar to post. You're not going to get the growth and the leverage and build the business that you want to do. Because if you look at the fact that you're writing 50 grand a year at the moment, how do you get to 100 or even 200 grand? Well, if you actually think that half of your time is being taken up doing administration, invoicing, chasing lenders, chasing solicitors, updating spreadsheets, keeping a track of numbers, filling things out, actually just pushing paper, then that's going to really, really slow you down, because being able to leverage out some of those tasks can free you up an hour a week. Well, if you're paying £11 an hour to your administrator to do that job for you, or your PA or your executive assistant or whatever you want to call them, and you're worth 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 pounds an hour, then you're losing £90. And it's definitely the case. I can guarantee it, that if you've got know your numbers, you've got a good model, you understand what you're doing in order to be able to make more money, you're going to get more results. Because where people potentially think they go wrong is you actually go and spend the time that you save, the 1 or 2 hours that you save, you go and put into having more free time. Well, you don't do that initially. As soon as you take on an administrator, you train them, they sit with you, they learn. Shouldn't take up too much of your time because they're observing. You then, to a degree, observe them doing tasks that you would have been doing anyway. It's not costing you any more time to train them because you would have been doing them, so you just let them do it. Might be a little bit slower. You might lose an hour initially and all of that, but you're making sure that they're doing it the way in which you want it to be done. And then thereafter, you are free. That free time you put into more branding, more marketing, more lead generation, more selling, and you will get more results. And you will find that the uplift and the return on that takes you from 50 grand to 200 grand without any shadow of a doubt, because it's just the natural numbers. And the fifth and final thing is with your team. Or to give you an idea on the delegation and leverage side, this is where I've now got a PA, I've now got a content writer, we've got Jack doing his bit, I've got additional advisors. Andrew is now stepping up to help me along the compliance, so he's moving from advisor into sort of mentor and supervisor to help mentor and train these 10 advisors working with me. He's going to be doing, the day-to-day compliance operational stuff that needs to be done, paperwork, observations, checking quotes, checking research, checking presentations and advice, etc. Whereas I'm going to be doing the more high-level leadership kind of stuff with him. So this kind of leads me into how have we got to that point of not only having the delegation, but also structuring out the business to make sure that we're able to grow and we're able to develop, which is number 5. It's about having clear expectations for your team and setting what my mentor Rob Moore calls KRAs, key result areas. They are the things within your business that people have to do that aren't necessarily income generating. So they are the principles, the 5 or 6 things that must be done in their role no matter what. They are mission critical. And then you will have some income generating tasks thereafter. So for example, one of my KRAs is going to be monitoring and coaching and mentoring Andrew and sitting down with him and having regular conversations with him and making sure that he has the training. And his key results area is going to be doing the same thing for his mentees, his 10 self-employed advisors. And their income generating tasks are going to be to do lead qualification, fact finding, etc. My income generating tasks are doing things like social media, content writing, video, strategizing the marketing plan, looking at the numbers of the business and making sure that we've got the leads that we need in order to be able to hit the sales of the business. That is all part of the KRAs and income generating. But clear expectations is really, really important. Making sure that you recruit for the job, not just for the role. And making sure that, Jack has been changed from brand manager to social media manager, because that's the main thing that he does. We've got an itemized list in terms of everything that he needs to do on all the individual social media channels. Carly has just started at the beginning of February, and we're building out her list of the things that she needs to do as I delegate and give her more stuff. But I'm speaking to her every week to build those expectations. But also the expectations are really important from the point of view of turning around to your team and saying, this is the culture of the business. This is what I expect of you. Do not overpromise and underdeliver to my clients or to our clients. Make sure that you get back to them in a timely manner. Make sure that you answer the phone within 3 rings. Make sure that you are constantly on the growth, personal development. You're not being negative. You're looking for the positives. You're coming up with solutions rather than just focusing on the problems. You're not just coming to me to get your problems solved. You're coming to me with solutions to the problems that you've identified, so that we're constantly on that continual improvement of each stage. Are you looking for marginal gains in every area of your life, of your business, of your day, of our systems, of our processes, of everything that we can do? Are you looking into what can make us better and more efficient to provide a better level of service to our customers? Make sure that your team are all singing from the same hymn sheet and all have clear expectations for you as the business owner and what you have within your business. And now I've recruited this external part-time freelance content writer. It's really important to make sure that the expectations are clear, knowing what he's got to do, knowing the goals and the results that we want to get as a result of that, knowing that him understanding what the brand is, what the message is, making sure that it's consistent with what we've been doing over that period of time. The expectations have to be there. You have expectations with your children, have expectations with your partner, and if you don't lay that foundation of what they are, then how can anybody ever know that they're going to be there to achieve them? So they're the 5 things that I've learned quite a lot from. I hope that makes you think about your business, about how you're structuring it, what you want to get from the remainder of this year. If you need help in any of those areas, then you're always welcome to reach out to me. I can coach and mentor. As I say, I'm doing it with 6 face-to-face. I'm going to be relaunching a secondary mastermind group. We've got the online academy where I'm constantly learning from my mentees and looking to put in different systems and processes and training and development for them. And it would just be great to help you achieve the results that you want to achieve. So I'm going to go and crack on with my day. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Make sure that you leave a review for the podcast if you haven't done so already. And of course, go back to episode 1 and listen right the way through to today, because I've talked about lead generation, systems, processes, interviews, business growth. Millionaires have been on the podcast, and you're going to get so much value just from going back through. I've had people message me who say, I never thought I could do a video when I started listening to episode 1, and by episode 32, I knew what I was doing in relation to video. So inspiring, and this is why I keep doing this podcast for you, is to bring you more education, more inspiration, more motivation, so that you can create more leads, more sales, more profit, and more time. So thanks very much. Enjoy, leave a review, listen from the beginning, and remember, now is the time to become pro.